Once a poor
carpenter lived in a village. His wife was much worried about their daily life. The carpenter was so poor that he could not even buy the tools to cut wood. He tried a lot but could not buy an axe. He used to borrow money from the villagers to buy food. The villagers disliked the carpenter because he had not paid the money due to them. He had nothing to do. No one could understand his bad condition. The carpenter was disappointed with his life, with the villagers were insulting him
all the time. He was a lazy man in the eyes of villagers. One day he was much worried. He decided to go to the town. So one night when his devoted wife and the villagers were sleeping, he left the village. On the way to the town, he saw a camel. She was alone and searching for her partner. Soon the carpenter thought of adopting the two camels. He took them and came home early in the morning. The poor carpenter bathed and cleaned them. He cared for and fed them well. After
spending the whole day in the forest, he used to come back to his home in the evening. The villagers were surprised to see the hard labor of the carpenter. Now they had nothing to say about him. With the passage of time, both the young camels grew into adult camels. The carpenter was proud of them. He, with his family, used to ride the camels, but it was a matter of jealousy for the camels. But it was a matter of jealousy for the villagers. They started to comment on him. They said, now he has become proud because he has camel to ride, till only a few.
years ago, when the villagers used to feed him with our own food, the carpenter heard their comment, but he never paid attention to it. He made himself busy in his own work. In this way, he thought, in coming days, the male camel will mate the she camel. Thus, I will have many camels, I will get the milk. I will also be a trader of young camels. The carpenter worked hard and cared for the camels as before. Within a few years, his dream come true. Now he had many camels. He became a camel trader, pupil of the villagers.
Became even more jealous of him. They were not heartily ready to accept his progress. One morning, a jealousy farmer met him and said, my dear friend, your camels are very strong and handsome. What would you do if they would be lost? Hearing such a statement, the carpenter surprised. He had no answer. The farmer went on, I can give you an idea for this. Just tie a bell around one of them. When the other camels hear the sound of the bell, they will stay around it. Will also be easy for you to call each camel. If they are lost, you can trace them easily. The carpenter heard it was pure. He soon tied a bell around the handsome camel's neck. The handsome camel thought that he became proud of himself. He started insulting others. One day, when the carpenter led all his
Camels to the forest. Uh, the proud camel went ahead alone into the dense forest. The other camel and the carpenter were not with him. The handsome camel was not with him. The handsome camel was along eating the leaves. His bell was tinkling loudly. Unfortunately, a tiger was sleeping nearby. He heard the tinkling sound. When he followed the sound, he reached the camel. Soon he pounced on the camel. The camel died instantly. The carpenter lost the handsome and strong camel due to the ill advice of the jealous farmer.
The honest potter, once handsome, young and hard-working potter, lived in a small village. He was always busy making new pots. One day, while he was going outside his village, the long corner of his dhoti got caught under the toes of his feet. He soon fell down and his head hit against a large stone. He felt much pain. There was a deep eye on his head. The potter got a large cut mark on his forehead. A few years later, the village was badly struck by a famine. The hard-working people of the village migrated.
From the village to the city, the potter also left for the city. He started searching for a job. A few days later, he got a job in the palace army. One day, when the king came for the inspection of the army, he saw a man with an injury marked on his forehead. The king paid close attention to him and thought, this man must be a great warrior. A few weeks later, the king decided to arrange a mock battle because he wanted to check the strength and art of fighting of the soldiers. The king took the name of the potter for the mock battle. Before this, the king said to him, I know you are a great warrior. You tell me in which battle you got this deep injury. The potter had no answer. He was afraid of the king. The potter was not a liar. He said to the king clearly, my lord, I am not a warrior by profession. I am in fact a potter. I have not fought the battle in my life. My injury mark is due to fall by the roadside. Hearing the potter's statement, the king became angry. He ordered the soldiers to punish him. But the potter humbly said, my lord, I have told you all. I did not tell a lie. I am perfect in pottery. But I have a strong and tall body. I can fight with a dozen men without weapons. Once you gave me a short training and a chance to fight in the mock battle, the king heard the potter, but he did not provide him the chance.
The king said to the potter, you are not a soldier, you are a potter. You can't fight like a soldier. Army man, everyone cannot do everything. Do not show your superficial strength. Your body and height cannot make you a good soldier. Just do your own business. Hearing these words of king, the potter was disappointed.
The selfish swans. Once there was a kind hearted king. He always gave protection to all the creatures in his kingdom. He had got a large pond made in his palace. There were many beautiful swans in the pond. They were of golden color. The king was very happy to see the swans in his pond. Plenty of food and protection were available to the swans. Some servants were employed to save them. In return, the swans used to drop a golden feather for the king once a month.
One day, an unusual bird came to the pond. Its color was golden. It made the pond its home. Its feathers were of pure gold. All the swans saw the bird and felt very jealous. They were worried to see the unexpected guest. Soon they started gossiping about the bird. They called a meeting in the pond. All gave their different comments. One of the swans said, friends, the king gets only one gold feather from us once a month. But this golden bird has so many golden feathers, the king will give it more preference. We will be on longer useful to the king. So it is our duty to chase the new golden bird away.
All the swans took the decision to chase the bird away from the pond. All went to the golden bird and said, we don't like you, your presence is harmful for us. You have to go from here. But the golden bird did not agree with them. The bird insisted on staying in that pond only. Soon the simple talking turned into a major flight. When the soldiers and servants saw the swans fighting with the golden bird, they informed the king. The king became angry at the swans and ordered, "Cage the swans, they are being foolish and jealous. They fight with the guest bird, they are not disciplined." Soon the swans understood the king's attitude, so they flew away from the pond. Their shelter was lost. They were homeless, they had also lost their comfortable life and respect. In fact, their selfishness and respect. In fact, their selfishness and jealousy ended their happy life.
The foolish weaver. Once a hard-working weaver lived in a small village. He was a great artist and good designer of silk clothes. He used to lead a simple life due to the lack of money. Every day, the weaver used to go onto the forest to cut down the branches of trees for firewood. One day, as he was about to cut down a tree, he heard a sweet and low voice of a young lady. The unknown voice said to the weaver, "O gentle weaver, do not cut the tree. Please have pity on me."
The weaver looked around but could not see anyone. He again started to cut down the trees. As he raised his sharp axe to cut the tree, a painful voice was heard once again. "Please do not destroy my shelter. If you will eat If you will cut the tree, I will be homeless." The weaver got frightened and said, "Who is here? Who speaks to me? I am the tree fairy. I have been living on this tree for a long time. This is my home. If you do not cut this tree, I shall grant you a boon. You can wish for anything you want." The weaver stopped cutting the tree. He believed the fairy and said, "I am unable to decide on my own, so I will go home and cons-
Consney.
wife. I will be back in an hour." The tree fairy let him go. He rushed back to his house. On the way to the village, Weaver's best friend met him. He said to the weaver, "Why are you in such a hurry?" The weaver said, "A few minutes ago I met a tree."
Fairy, she has asked me to wish for anything. She has promised to grant me a boon. So I am going home to seek my wife's advice. Why you go home for advice? I am your best and intelligent friend. I will give you advice. Go to the tree fairy and ask her to make you the king of a large kingdom. Then you will be the ruler. Thus, you and your relative will spend a happy life. Hearing the advice, the weaver said, "I agree with you, but I must consult my wife about this." He reached his wife and told her about the tree fairy, and he also told her about the boon.
And the advice of his friend, she thought about it for a while and then said, "Do what I tell you. Do not follow the advice of your friend. If you become the king of a large kingdom, you will have to rule countless people. Most of the time, you will be busy in fighting wars. So you just go to the tree fairy and ask for extra pair of hands and another head. This way you can work double. You can see with extra eyes and work with extra hands. Then we will earn much money and live a happy life." The weaver followed the advice of his wife. He rushed back to the forest. He reached the tree and called out loudly, "O tree fairy, I want to express my wish." The tree fairy said, "Just tell me your wish, it will soon be granted." The weaver said, "Oh fairy, please grant me an extra pair of hands, an extra head." Soon the weaver had 2 heads and 4 hands. He thanks the fairy.
He rushed to his wife, but on the way to the village, some villagers saw him. They became afraid of seeing him, such a strange creature. The children and women ran to their house. The villagers considered the weaver a monster. They thought that he had came to eat up their children. So all the villagers gathered and threw stones at the weaver continuously until he lay bleeding. The weaver was soon killed. He lost his precious life due to the foolish advice of his wife.
The clever tiger. One day a man was passing through a forest. He was a rich man. He had a gold bangle on his wrist. A tiger was watching the man. As the rich man came near the tiger, he pounced on the rich man and killed him. Soon the tiger ate all the flesh off his body. Towards the end, he saw the gold bangle. He took it away with him and saved it. With the passage of the time, the tiger grew old and weak. He had no strength to hunt for food. One day he was deeply thinking about the shortest and easiest way of hunting. Soon he remembered the gold bangle he had. He got an idea. He said to himself, "The human beings are attracted to gold. I will show it to the needy people. They will come to me for the gold bangle and I will eat them. Thus, Thus I shall get food." According to the plan, the old tiger took the bangle and sat by the main path of the forest. He started to lure people with the bangle. One day, when the tiger was sitting by the path, a poor man was passing by. The tiger called him. When he heard the voice of the tiger, the man became frightened. He looked back and saw the tiger. The tiger said to the poor man, "Please do not be afraid. I am not your enemy. I want to help you. I shall give you a gold bangle." The poor man said, "You are not a friend. You are a ferocious animal. You will kill me." Hearing such reply, the tiger insisted, "Have faith in me. I know I am a violent animal, but now I am helpless. I cannot kill you. I know
Was a killer, but I gave it up. I want to give you the gold bangle as repentance. So believe me, poor man." Hearing the speech of the tiger, the poor man believed. He thought that the golden bangle would change his lifestyle. His greed also sent him to the tiger. When the poor man reached the tiger, he pounced on him quickly as he was his nature. The poor man died instantly. The tiger got the food. The poor man lost his life due to the greed of the gold bangle.
the wicked cat. Once there was a big shady tree by the bank of a river. There were many nests of the different birds on the branches of the tree. A blind vulture was also living in the hollow of the tree. The vulture was old, blind, and kind hearted. All the birds used to give respect to him. They had given to the vulture the duty of looking after their children in their absence. For his responsible duty, they used to provide him food. A clever cat knew that many nests were made on the tree. One day she watched and heard the chirping sounds of the fledglings.
She climbed up at the tree. With these thoughts, the cat was tempted and decided to eat them. When the young birds of the tree saw the cat, they started chirping. Hearing the loud chirping, the vulture became aware of the fact. He said loudly, "Who is here?" He turned his head from side to side, but he found nobody. The cat knew that the vulture was fully blind, so the cat wanted to make friends with the vulture. She said to him, "Oh, my idle, pure soul, I am a kind-hearted cat. I have heard a lot about you. That is why I came here to meet you." The old blind vulture had no faith in the cat. He said to the cat, "You go away from here. You may create trouble for us. You are a dangerous one." The cat thought that her plan would fail, so she became humble and said to the vulture, "Oh, saintly soul, I do not want to harm you. I just came here to make you my teacher because you are wise." The vulture became blind with pride. He was diverted by the
flattering words of the cat. He accepted the cat as his disciple. Thus, the cat was permitted to climb up the trees. She started her routine. She did not harm any young bird for many days. So, all started trusting her. All forgot the weak nature of the cat, but the evil cat was determined in her plan. She took the vulture in her confidence. Thus, after some days, she started to take the chance. When the parent bird went away in search of food, the vulture also went for an afternoon nap. Hence, there was nobody to protect the young bird. The cat got the best opportunity and started to eat the young birds one by one. After eating, she put the remains of the bones in the vulture's hollow. This act continuously went on for several days. When the birds found their young ones missing, they became anxious. The cat soon went away from there. The birds started to search for their young ones eagerly. They looked here and there but got no result. The old blind vulture was also worried. When the birds reached the hollow of the vulture, they found the bones of their young birds. The bones of young birds lay there.
So the birds thought that the vulture was the main accused. All the birds became angry and they badly attacked the bird vulture. He died instantly, thus due to the blind faith in the cat, the blind vulture lost his life.
The last Barunda birds. This is the story of the strange species of birds named Barunda birds. Long, long ago, they lived amongst us in a large number. They were totally different from the other bird. They had two heads. Their stomach and torso was common. Gradually, they lost their existence. At last, only one Barunda bird was left. Let us know how the two-headed bird died out. One day the Barunda bird was searching for food. He was very hungry. Soon the right head of the bird saw two ripe sweet berries. He quickly bit and tasted the sweet juice of the berries.
The left head saw this and demanded one of the berries, but the right head did not provide it to the left and ate all. The right head said to the left head, "It does not matter after all. Our stomach is the same." In fact, it was the comment by the right head. So the left head decided to teach a lesson to the right one. He was filled with jealousy and vengeance. After some days, he saw poisonous fruit. He thought that it was the best opportunity to take revenge. He soon bit the fruit and tasted it. He just swallowed it.
After the jealousy act, he said to the right head, "I have already eaten the poisonous fruit because we have a common stomach. Thus I have taken the revenge. Now you must suffer." In fact, the foolish left head did not know that he would also suffer. Thus, after a few minutes, the poison reached the stomach and spread to the whole body. The result came very soon. Both the head died. Thus, the last Barunda bird died due to his foolishness.
The foolish jackal, a hunter, had not found any animal for a long time. Once he was wandering here and there. Suddenly he saw a deer grazing at the green grass. This was an opportunity. He quickly aimed his arrow and shot the deer. Very soon the deer was killed. The hunter was very happy at his success, but he was not satisfied with just one. He wanted to hunt other animals. It was his fate that a few minutes later he saw a wild boar passing. He aimed his arrow at the boar. The boar was
barely wounded. He felt much pain and so became angry. He attacked the hunter. His sharp tusk tore open the hunter's stomach. So, like the deer, the hunter was killed by the boar. He fell down on the floor. The dead body of the hunter and deer were lying in the forest. A few hours later, a jackal came there and saw two dead bodies. He became very happy. It was his good luck. The jackal was also very hungry. At first, he decided to eat the hunter's body because he had not tasted a man's body for a long time. He said to himself, I will first eat and store the remaining parts.
When the jackal watched the hunter's body, he saw his bow lying by his side. He was sure that the string of the bow must surely be made of the gut of the sheep. So at first he made of the gut sheep. So at first he decided to chew it. But when he bit into the bowstring, it broke off, and the bow pierced through his mouth to his head. The jackal also died instantly. Thus, the jackal lost his life due to his greed.
The gentle friend. Once there was a forest by the side of a lake. A peacock was also living in the forest. The lake was his favorite place. Every day the peacock would go to the lake. He was known to have beautiful feathers, so he used to open his beautiful colored feathers. Thus the peacock would see his multicolored feathers and its reflection in the clean water of the lake. He was the admirer of the beauty of his own feathers. Thus the peacock always tried to attract all towards the beauty of his feather. One day a new bird, a crane, came to live by the lake. The peacock wanted to meet and make him an admirer. When the crane was busy hunting for food, the peacock spread out his beautiful feathers near the water. He he preened the multicolored feathers with his beak. He was very glad to see such a colorful reflection, being proud of himself. He called out to be Crane. Hello, my friend Crane. I am your friend. You are new here. You are welcome. The crane accepted the friendship of Peacock. He was happy to have the new friend, but the peacock wanted to insult the
Crane. So he said to the crane, your feathers are simple white. These are not attractive. The crane understood the nature of the peacock, so he smiled at him and said, I can fly with my feathers and wings, but you can't fly. Your beauty and attractive color is useless as you can't fly. At this true comment, the peacock was ashamed. He had nothing to say. Thus, this truth made him feel humble.
The jackal's conspiracy. Once in a forest there were some hungry jackals. They had nothing to eat. There was much scarcity of food. They were very worried and were looking around for food. As they gathered in the forest, they saw an elephant. He was healthy and eating the branches of the tree. One of One of the wise and old jackal was filled with joy and said, we got our food. The elephant is our food. We will kill him and eat his juicy and fleshy body. No doubt, it was a very uphill task. So one of the jackals said to the old jackal, how is the possible? How can we jackal kill him?
The old and wise jackal made a plan and instructed all to follow him. According to the plan, the jackal went to the elephant and gave both deeply. One of the wise jackals said, you are most powerful. No one can defeat you. So it is our request that you can be our queen. Only you can protect us in the forest. Hearing such a statement, the elephant was surprised. He heartily accepted to become the jackal's king. The old and wise jackal was very clever. He flattered the elephant with pride. Thus, the elephant accepted invited the wise jackal said to the elephant, oh my powerful king, all the jackals of the forest are eagerly waiting to crown you. The elephant followed the wise jackal. They went to the deep forest. There were many bushes and dark trees.
The elephant was intoxicated with pride. He went abroad and the clever jackal stepped back. There was marshy ground, so so that the elephant sank in mud. There was no way he could come out. He shouted for help, but the big jackal did nothing. All the hungry jackals gathered and thanked the old and wise jackal. They enjoyed the juicy, sweet flesh of the elephant. This story gives the message that we should not believe in the unknown.
The stranger once a louse with her family made her house in the luxurious bed of a king. They were luxurious bed of a king. They were leading a happy life. They fed on the tasty blood of the king. Every night they did not disturb the king in the daytime. In this way, they passed a happy time. Once they flee entered the king's room. When on the bed, he became very glad. The flea sat on the silky sheet and started jumping with joy.
When the house felt the jump, she came out from under the bed. She angrily asked, "Who are you? Why are you jumping on the bed? I am a flea. I have just come from outside the palace." "I am a stranger," said the flea. The loose said to the flea, "I did have any faith on stranger. Just go away from here. This is my house." Hearing this, the flea was sad. He pleaded, "Please give me a chance to stay. I shall follow your rules. I want to taste the royal blood. I shall be obliged to you always."
Hearing such a request, the louse permitted him to stay. The louse told him, "You will not bite the king during the daytime. You will do it at the night." The rule was very easy, so the flea accepted it happily. The same day, the king felt tired and went to bed during the daytime. The flea saw the king and his fleshy, soft body. He became tempted, so he could not control himself. He forgot the rules and bit the king's body. The king soon started scratching his body. His guard to search the bed. Soon the guards and servants became and started to look for the insect. At last, they found the louse and her large family. They killed them. Thus, due to a stranger, the louse and her family lost their lives.
The four friends. Once in a forest, there lived three friends. There were a rat, tortoise, and a crow. The tortoise lived in a lake, the rat in a hole, and the crow lived in its nest on a tree. One day, when the three friends were gathered and talking about their daily life, a deer came running to them. He was trundling heavily. Seeing the deer, the three got frightened and soon ran away to their shelters. A while later, they discovered that there was no need to be afraid. They again gathered at one place.
The deer also came there. The crow asked the deer, "Why are you sad?" The deer said to the crow, "The king of has come to the forest hunting. Kaling has come to the forest for a hunting trip. His soldiers are following me to hunt. I came here to escape him. They will kill me." The crow said, "We are the three friends who can help you. Your real friend. Don't be upset. You should tell us about the danger in detail." The deer described the event into the three dear friends in detail. "I have heard that the king
has decided to catch fish in the lake. No doubt our friend Tortoise is a slow moving friend. He may be caught in their large net." Hearing this, the friends were sad. The tortoise was very frightened. He decided to leave the lake to save his life. The rat said to the tortoise, "Why are you worried? You do not leave your place. You are a slow moving animal. Someone may attack on you." The tortoise felt that he had no time to follow the advice, So he started crawling to the other pond. All the friends allowed the tortoise to protect him from any danger. But this was not a wise move. A hunter came and caught the tortoise. He put it in his bag. Seeing such a painful event, all became worried. Soon they gathered and made a plan to release their friend. The rat formed a plan and said to all, "Our friend the deer will lay on the way of the hunter. He will act as a dead animal."
The crow will peck at the dead body when the hunter goes to pick up the deer. I will gnaw the bag and the tortoise will be released. The plan was accepted by all. They acted according to plan. A while later, according saw the dead deer being pecked by the crow. He thanked God for his good luck. Soon the hunter put his bag down and went ahead to pick up the deer. In the meantime,
The wise rat
gnawed. The wise rat gnawed at the bag. Thus the tortoise came out from it and ran away. Meanwhile, the hunter went to the deer, who quickly got up and ran away. The crow also flew back to the tree. The hunter was deceived. He came back empty-handed. When he picked up the bag, he found it empty. The tortoise had escaped. The hunter was ashamed of his foolish act. Neither had he got the tortoise nor the deer again at the bank of the lake. All the four friends met each other. The plan of the rat had succeeded. After that, the four friends lived happy and lived in unity. Thanks for watching.